Hey, what's up, party people? Welcome to the Honest Trailer commentary for E.T. also Mac and me. I'm here with Lon Harris and Joe Starr. Danielle's off this week. She'll be back next time. But we're talking about one of the all-time great movies and one of the all-time worst. We're going to be watching our Honest Trailer for it, giving you some behind-the-scenes thoughts. After that, we're going to show you some deleted scenes and respond to questions from viewers like you. And finally tease next week's Honest Trailer. Ooh, it's going to be a good one. If you're watching, this is the second time you're watching. Last week, I teased next week's one by mistake. So the clue didn't make any sense for this week, but it made sense for last week. So I guess this week, I'll clue the 2 weeks from now Honest Trailer?
Yeah, now
we're never getting out of this now.
It's all screwed.
Either way, we'll put time codes in. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. So what do you guys think about E.T.? It's I'll just start off by saying I think it's as close to a perfect movie as you'll find, and I had nothing to say about it, so we talked about Mac and me instead.
I was wondering how you were going to fit these two together when you were just like, send me notes about E.T. and Mac and me without unpacking how they interlocked. So, it was fun to see how it all sort of came together.
Yeah, this is a pretty perfect movie. I agree. I just have really enjoyed the process of, for months now, this has just been a sparkle in Spencer Gilbert's eye, where he wrote E.T., but also Mac and me on a dry erase board. And it's been exciting to watch it come together.
I mean, I just had a hunch that E.T., like, sure, we could, crank off E.T., which is a whole different movie, for 5 minutes and just talk about how amazing it is and how it's like a children's book come to life with these amazing visuals and the score and the best child acting, and it's so cohesive and it just all comes together. But, like, we're a comedy show, so what are we going to make jokes about? And that's where Mac came along, which I'd actually never seen. I just kind of wanted to watch Mac and me for the first time.
You just wanted an excuse for Mac and me. I get that.
Oh boy, that was Lon. You pointed out in your notes is like how something can be so similar and yet so different when it comes to technique or execution.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Mac and Me, I think, is a really great. It highlights exactly what is so special about what Spielberg can do, and how it's so delicately balanced. Because E.T. is kind of gross and monstrous. Like, it's not cute in the traditional sense, and like, so is Mac. Like, Mac and Me tries to kind of do the same thing, but it just stays monstrous and disgusting the whole time through. It never becomes endearing at all. And it's just like every single thing like that, like all the subtle, delicate things that Spielberg is doing. If you don't have such a deft Spielbergian touch, it slides right into Mac and Me.
Yeah, I think it really speaks to what Spielberg was able to do with this, because, like we say, E.T. is a horrific nightmare creature. Most movies like this have to cheat. Baby Yoda is adorable. Stitch is adorable. There's something cute about all of them. There's nothing cute about E.T. Like, he just looks like you put a bunch of Werther's originals together and then microwave them for a minute. Like, that's what E.T. looks like. And the fact that he's able to instantly make you empathize with this creature, and it's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's like Spielberg gets that it's not about hijinks. There are hijinks, like kids getting drunk and, we got to hide you in the closet from mom. Like, that happens, but it's about vulnerability. Like, that's what Elliot and E.T. share, and that's what their bond is based on, is like they need each other. Like, the world is kind of out to get both of them. And Mac and Me just does not really pay attention to that or think about it. It's just like, whoa, there was an alien around. Lots of crazy stuff would happen, right?
Yeah.
You'd probably go to McDonald's.
I mean, the other genius thing is like that Spielberg is doing so much of the work just visually, just with visual metaphor, and he's not explaining how it happens. He's showing you how everything happens. It's what you're not seeing that's more exciting or scary or whatever the emotion is he wants you to feel than what he's actually showing you or telling you. Like, just the bad guy having like keys on his belt, like, that's all you get. That's so much more menacing than like a guy in power armor or something, or like a government agent saying, "I'm gonna get you, E.T."
Yeah. Well, it's because it's told from so much of that is, and just another brilliant part about it is that so much of it is from Elliot's point of view, and like those are the things that a kid would remember. Like a kid remember those like a kid wouldn't remember a menacing speech.
Yeah, it is like from a kid's point of view. It does. I think I said up top, like it does feel like a children's book come to life.
That gets them out of like, there isn't a ton of like mythology. There's not a lot of world building. It's really like a lot of like, here, it's the superficial situation. Like, here it is. We got to get him here. We got to do this. Like, they're just figuring out the basics. Whereas something I was just watching not long ago, Monster Squad, which is another movie where it's like kids on sort of a supernatural adventure. But there's so many like rules. We got to get the amulet and then this. We got to open the portal and that's what Dracula wants. And it's just
Wolfman has nards.
Yeah, you spend half the movie describing how the Wolfman has nards, and you don't need to. And that's time E.T. doesn't bother with. It's just with the kids and with them bonding with E.T. and learning about E.T. You don't have to worry about all of that exposition.
They saved the lore for the Botanicus book.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right, yeah.
Something the Green Planet. What's it?
The Green Planet.
Yeah. And then, the John Williams score is fantastic. I was surprised Mac and Me score Alan Silvestri, the Marvel guy.
Yeah. He slummed it occasionally. He pay the bills.
Look, even Williams did The Patriot, okay? Like, sometimes you gotta slum it.
Isn't The Patriot just like the national anthem, but louder?
Just over and over again.
Lots of bugles. There was a big bugle section when they were there.
All right, let's watch our Oz trailer for E.T. / Mac and Me.
This summer, we're getting honest about summer blockbusters, past and present. This is Honest Trailers, Blockbuster
This is a blockbuster.
Summer.
Yeah.
Has there been discussion about
From
we're not
Pete
always picking
Spielberg
blockbusters?
comes a masterpiece of visual
stretching it.
filmmaking that works on every possible level to create an all-time classic film. Hey, stay focused. That was from Mac and Me.
Pause. Mac and Me gets his ish rocked throughout the entire film. He gets run over. He gets electrocuted. He gets sucked into like a million vacuums. I guess they were going for more of a slapstick thing, but it's just like...
Yeah, it's like Looney Tunes rules, literally. Aliens play by like Roger Rabbit, Toontown, like they could peel themselves off of things and explode and be fine. Yeah.
Anyways,
them walking, the one shot that's super disturbing, like legitimately in Mac and Me, is when they explode and then the whole alien family just staggers like the Terminator out of the flames. We put a little bit of it in the trailer. Like, how did they not realize that looks terrifying and sinister, like a horror?
Yeah. And then when the cops like basically kill the main character. Yeah.
I'm not steeped in Mac and Me lore. But I would love to know what they thought they were making. Because, like, the people that made Money Plane didn't think they were making Money Plane. They thought they were making something dope. And they did. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was the intention behind Mac and Me?
Right?
Yeah, they thought. I think they knew they were making E.T. I think that it was one of those things where we can get in a little bit to the story of Mac and Me, where, like, the guy, whoever created it, had this idea that he was, like... he brought it to McDonald's, and like the idea was that like, okay, we could make a movie that would fund like the Ronald McDonald children's charities and stuff like that, and we're gonna cast a disabled actor, like it's gonna be great. And they didn't have a script exactly when it got greenlit, and it was like, it's gonna be like E.T. was how they sold it, and then it's just like, okay, what's like E.T.? How about this?
E.T.
E.T.
Let's just do E.T.
So I think good intentions. It was like a grift, but for charity.
That works for me.
The best kind of grift.
Accept that.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. Get on your bikes and ride for one of the most uplifting stories ever told about a codependent relationship, where a stranded alien stalks a child, forges a physical emotional link without his consent, and puts him through unfathomable pain unless he helps him go home.
He needs to go home.
To be fair, he's not as bad.
I think you also talked about this, Lon, is that E.T. didn't have to keep going after Elliot. Like,
Yeah. Well, here's my question. Is E.T. a child from his planet? Because I think we're sort of supposed to assume that, but it's never made clear.
I think in the Green Planet, I think he's a kid. Or not, at least like a student or something.
We know he's a boy. They make a point of saying he's a boy. Like
right. Okay.
Matters.
So if ET is very young, then this is more forgivable. That he just like sees a kid and he's just like, oh, this kid's got to help me. I'm stranded or whatever. If ET's like over, if ET's over like age 15 in alien years, this is inappropriate. Like, try to find somebody else. This kid can't help you. He can barely help himself.
I like this movie more if he's an old hobo.
Yeah. And he's just like, I'm going to stick my emotions in this little boy. Like, it's so weird.
I saw some graffiti on the shed that said food and shelter here.
Yeah, it was carved into the fence post. That's a binding contract.
A kind man lives here. Yeah. He's been riding the rails.
The alien hobo code.
Rails. One of his salad fingers has like the sack on it, like a hobo
the bindle?
sack.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bindle.
Yeah, he's asking an awful lot of this like random boy who just wanted to be like helpful and give him a few Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. No, that's like a
big ass.
Chewbacca life contract. What's that thing?
Yeah.
When Wookiees won't leave you alone.
Yeah. It's a life debt or something.
Life debt.
Yeah.
You saved my life once, so now I'm just here.
I'm just always here. I'm your roommate now. We work together.
I like the idea that Chewbacca was like Matt Foley from the SNL sketch. Like, we're bunking, brother.
That's also Morgan Freeman in Prince of Thieves. He's like, well, you saved my life, so now I'm following you to England. And Kevin Costner's like, that's okay. You don't need to come to England. It's like, no, I have to. All the demands that I come to England with you and live in your house.
We were in that hole together, Han. So
yeah.
Wait, they were in Chewbacca and Han were in a hole together, and so were Robin Hood and Morgan Freeman.
And Azim, yeah.
Azim, yeah. They all these debts.
Same backstory.
That's whole law. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bane and Batman.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, hole law.
Oh, you were born in the hole. So was I. Okay, enough hole talk. Let's keep watching ET.
As bad as the Mac and Me aliens, those things are just monsters.
Truly monsters. Oh, there it is.
Sorry, just can't stop thinking about Mac and Me. Movie really sticks with you. Follow along with this ugly old wrinkly trash can looking ass alien that pulls off the impossible trick of making you love him despite his horrible face and disgustingly long salad fingers. Then, once you learn to look past...
Should we explain for the uninitiated what salad fingers was? Or is that... I hope people get what that is.
Yeah, that was one of those that I used to think was too old a reference, but then when we started to get like Walton references back, people upset with us, I was like, well, go for it then. I guess they know salad fingers.
Salad fingers is like before they even had a term of like, was it creepypasta? It was just like just a weird flash animation of like, which is all you needed back then. You needed something like a quarter funny or a quarter scary, and you could rule the internet in 2000. Yeah.
Well, it looked like it was going to be funny, and then it was just creepy and off-putting.
Yeah. Something about rusty spoons. But I think it's in a deleted scene, but his fingers are actual fleshlights. It's gross. Okay, keep going.
Long salad fingers. Then, once you learn to look past all that and open your heart, watch him slowly die. And I mean die. Like, put him in a bag
so ashy.
The only thing that could have been more of a gut punch is that they killed his entire family. This is what I see when I close my eyes at night. Enjoy this simple film.
Pause.
Told with
something that I didn't even make it into a draft, but I'm looking at my notes now. could have been funny, but very complicated to explain, is like, what if ET wasn't an alien? Like you cut like out from the perspective and it turns out like Life of Pi style, it turns out it's just like an old guy who shows up and gets really high and moves in with a kid and takes apart his speak and spell and tries to call an alien and then wakes up naked in a ditch down by a river. And this is all his dream.
I thought you were going to do like Drop Dead Fred. Like, what if he's only in Elliot's mind and this is just Elliot doing all of this stuff?
Well, you've been advocating for a Drop Dead Fred on Australia for a while now. And
I have. It's true.
I think that'll be our final episode.
It's how we say goodbye to the format is Drop Dead Fred. You can't carry on after that.
No, that's it. All right, let's keep going.
Enjoy this simple film, told with such detail, craft, and subtlety. It's become an iconic text about childhood. And while Mac and Me is also about a stranded alien who befriends a child with a name that starts with E who lives in California with a hardworking single mother and an older brother named Michael, who's lured out of hiding by a trail of snacks left by a boy who stays homesick from school. And when the government is on his tail, they dress him up in a costume, leading the agents to chase the kid through the neighborhood, but the mom sells them out. Then the kid almost dies until the alien heals him. The difference is, E.T. is good.
Pause. Before we get into McDonald's, I just a shout out to our epic voice guy, who always refuses to when we're like, hey man, you can just take this sentence by sentence, and he's like, no, I am an artist and a craftsman, and I will do that entire thing in one take. And just props to that there, John Bailey.
Yeah,
and it works. It makes it like you get the joke better because it's all this one crazy block of text.
Yeah, we don't fix it in post. This is the raw audio.
Yeah.
I also want to say that whole sequence is built on the idea that they had a like teddy bear costume that was Mac sized, just sitting around.
Right.
Like in E.T., they throw a sheet over him,
and it's Halloween.
It makes perfect sense, and it's Halloween. In this one, it's not Halloween, and he's walking around with an alien-sized teddy bear who's in like a hollowed out. Like, why did they have that teddy bear suit?
Probably a leftover Halloween costume. I've seen some pretty horrifying homemade costumes.
I think it was just like a stuffed bear because there's that scene where he's like his neighbor's mom is driving them around and he's like, oh, it's one of those brand new bears, and she's like, that's actually old and ratty, and he's like, I modified it with a computer. Just like, okay.
But that's what I originally thought too. But so what, did he run inside and real quick unstuff his bear so it could work as a costume?
What if it's the skin of a real bear and you just deleted that scene?
Mac just ate a bear and then pulled the skin out like a cartoon with a salmon bone.
And his parents are like, now you are safe.
Then put it on.
Okay, keep going.
Only Mac and Me has an 8-minute long dance sequence in a McDonald's. Your hero is in a wheelchair. Why would you do this?
So pause. Just talk about the McDonald's-ness of it all. There's a few other like McDonald's drops through here and there of like, what do you think? And like, I want a Big Mac, or like just lines here and there. But then the movie is like, it's kind of an uninspired, like kind of a sleepy riff on E.T. until it gets to this McDonald's. And then like you can tell everyone just got really excited to be at a McDonald's because the film, like the pace of it quickens up and there's like there's multiple dance numbers. There's one going on in the parking lot, one going on inside. The birthday party is like the coolest thing in the world. Like everything is just popping off. And I don't know. I feel like this was just made by somebody who genuinely loved McDonald's.
Ronald McDonald is there.
Oh, Ronald McDonald is going nuts in there.
And I believe it was pretty much just like that.
It had everything.
I kind of feel like it's overselling. It's overselling the McDonald's experience a little. Like if you were a kid and you watched this movie, you're like, "Oh my God, we have to get to McDonald's instantly and join the party." A regular neighborhood McDonald's is going to be a letdown.
Oh my, yeah! Like Ronald McDonald was doing like bottle service for your table.
Right? He's
coming over with sparklers in your Big Mac. It was nuts.
They can't maintain this level.
Yeah, a huge indoor dance contest, as you do.
Look, guys, disparage it all you want. All I'm gonna say is, my McDonald's birthday party, it got buck wild. I ate mad fries and a sheet cake with grimace on it, and then I got into the play place and it had that hamburger thing, and when you spun the wheel, it made the hamburger spin, and I did that too much and I threw up. It was a dope, really fun, pretty
Was Jennifer Aniston
Very
there?
lit. Possibly.
Okay.
Uncredited.
Yeah, an uncredited Jen Aniston at the McDonald's in Mac and Me, apparently. That's what we learned making this.
All right, let's keep watching.
You do this. So whether you want a children's fantasy come to life in a groundbreaking work of movie magic, or the movie equivalent of your mom buying you the wrong toy for Christmas, the film that gave us the breakout role for Drew Barrymore, or the first role of Jennifer Aniston, guys, I'm not lying. Is that her? I think. Check out either the film that should have won Best Picture that year, or the film that had a profit-sharing agreement with the charity, but flopped so hard they couldn't pay them a cent. No, you will not.
Yeah, pause.
Starr.
Let's see the Oscars that year. I know it lost to Gandhi, which I think E.T. is a better movie than Gandhi.
Although I will say this, both Gandhi and Mac and Me movies I was shown in school.
Oh, okay. Yeah, same. Wait, no, I never saw Mac and Me in
Really?
school, but I saw Gandhi.
You guys never watched Mac.
Yeah,
What
we
was
watched
Mac and Me being shown in school for?
We had like a weird rainy day where it was just like I'm putting on a movie, and we watched Mac and Me.
Nice. Educational.
But don't you think that, like, out of, let's see, what else was up there? Gandhi. I know this is fascinating television.
Well, Gandhi is the sort of movie that it's like it's very like handsomely produced, like it's big and epic, but I know it was those kinds of Hollywood epics have sort of fallen out of fashion. Also, not casting an Indian person as Gandhi, sort of.
Right. Tootsie's good. But same thing with Gandhi. Missing and The Verdict. I'm going with E.T.
Yeah, I'll go with E.T.
You know what? I misspoke. Apparently, Ben Kingsley, I was not 100%, is of Indian descent, so I
Oh, no way.
take that back. Yeah.
Also in Mac and Me, also in an uncredited role.
He's the father.
He's Mac. He's playing Mac in Mac.
He's like Mac. He's the voice. He's the vocab for Mac.
Yeah.
Good times. All right, let's keep going.
But starring Homophone, Drew Barrymore, representation for the disabled community, misrepresentation of Native Americans.
So
Keys,
pause.
keys, keys.
That's like bang bang the introductions of these characters. It was like, oh wow, our hero is handicapped. That's a cool choice for a movie in 1983. And literally, like, the next shot is this little white girl comes out of a teepee with an iguana in her hair and starts talking about like Chief what's it called? And it's like, oh,
Her bit is really weird. Her bit is like, oh, they're in California now, and everybody's like a hippie, and so she's like a new age little girl. That's like that's her runner. It's such an odd thing for like a 7-year-old.
it was a weird
She's like
choice.
young Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah,
But it does
she's gonna
also
open hoops
shine a
and
light on how good the acting is from the kids in E.T. Like, oh man, Elliot and like Drew Barrymore is like just adorable in every single thing, and the older brother that they cast is perfect as like just the jerkwad older brother. And man, they caught lightning in a bottle because Mac and Me.
Yeah, it's still got that 70s. It's very like naturalistic. It really feels like a room full of people that age rather than like a bunch of kids giving like precocious kid performances.
Yeah.
Which is all Mac and Me is.
Yeah. All right, keep going.
Keys on back, guys.
Pause. That one is probably the lowest ratio of lowest possible audience for a joke that we've ever made, because it's a local Southern California car dealership jingle, Keys on Van Nuys. I'm sorry.
You guys don't have keys on Van Nuys where you're from? What the hell?
I'm sorry. That's one for us.
I'm excited to work Toyota of Orange into next week's.
Toyota of Orange. You won't get a lemon.
You won't get a lemon.
I wouldn't have got a lemon.
At Toyota of Orange. So
We should at least try to do nationwide sponsorship. We should at least, if we get in for like a sit and sleep reference, they've got locations in several states.
You're killing me, Larry. Yeah, regional jokes only from now on.
Yeah, wow.
Probably should have left that
SoCal.
one for the outtakes, but oh well.
Nope.
I really liked it. It's
Yeah,
very
I did
funny.
too.
I actually would have been really disappointed in you if that had not made the cut.
I don't cow to the pressure of nobody else understanding a joke. Inside jokes are the funniest ones.
Yeah.
Sorry, people. All right, let's keep going.
How to disguise your stuntman.
Yep.
Botanicus, is that you? A literal fleshlight. Five
made the trip.
Nights at Freddy's. Marooned with Children. A Wrinkle in Slime. And Fetus the Slack-Jawed Yokel. Awkward Tween Hunger
I'm
Force.
so glad that made it.
Sorry we kind of bait and
going
switched you
across
with
the
this
moon.
one, but E.T. is pretty much flawless. Here, we'll leave you with a deleted Ant-Man scene from Avengers Endgame. Cool?
So we had to acknowledge the origin of trolling people with Mac and Me. The great Paul Rudd and Conan O'Brien. I hope they never stop doing that.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
This was because I saw Mac and Me in school years ago, and I just have flashes in my memory of like an alien in a teddy bear suit dancing at a McDonald's, which is the worst version of Weapon X memory implants possible. But it wasn't until Paul Rudd started doing that bit that I was like, oh my God, that's the thing. And that's what made it all come flooding back, which was traumatic, but also cheaper than therapy. So.
Oh, there you go. All right. So that's Mac and Me. Let's take a moment to thank this audience that is currently with us and tell them to subscribe for our channel. I'm very bad at reading scripts. Subscribe to our channel for vids every weekday. Hit that like, hit that bell. You like this? You click those things, you get more of it. It's that simple, people. We also have a Fandom 5 trivia show coming up this Friday on Friends. If you have wasted your life watching Friends, and if you've watched Friends, you have, go on this trivia show and win real money to answer questions about all of your favorite friends. Ross.
That's
Joseph.
it. Just him. Only good friend.
Look, if you can't tell, I'm more of a Seinfeld guy, but you should click the link in the description because I know Friends is incredibly popular and incredibly beloved from people from Roxy Stryer to my mother. Everybody loves Friends. So click on
Lost,
Fandom. Click on that link, do that trivia, win some actual money with your friends' knowledge. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Let's do it. And then we now have for you some ET/Mac and Me deleted scenes.
Or the film that had a profit-sharing agreement with a charity, but flopped so hard they couldn't pay them a cent. Yeah, only if Burger King gets really desperate. Starring, can you hear me now? Good. Understated cool villains. Over-explained lame villains. The Clumps. Mike Carlson. Space Worm Jim. The Waddle Boy. And a Coke Fiend.
He took my Coke, Mom.
The Muppet Movies. I'm a Mac, and I'm an E.T.
That's really good.
Hey, Mac and Me, you suck!
Don't hurt him! You're hurting him! We got him!
Yeah, they repeatedly sucked him up.
Yeah. It's a very bad design for your spacecraft to have a vacuum tube that just sucks up anything on an alien planet. That's how you get xenomorphs, guys.
That's
what a terrible invention. Like, oh, we're just going to send it down to an alien world. It'll just vacuum up anything and bring it back to Earth where we can study it.
Yeah. That starring thing of like underexplained, overexplained. I feel like we didn't subject people to the 8-minute long sequence in Mac and Me of like everybody who works at NASA taking apart a spaceship just step by step. Like, yeah. Oh my God, is anything going to happen in this movie? Because they're just going through the checklist of how to take apart a spaceship.
It's so weird because E.T., of course, opens with, like you get the little bit of the aliens arriving and then it's the kids because they're what matters. You get them playing D&D, Elliot feels left out, you get all that. Mac and Me jumps right into a bunch of scientists standing around. Like, there's no time to get to know the actual protagonist until like 10 minutes into the movie.
Yeah. Got to show how the spaceship was taken apart. Otherwise, kids are going to ask, how did that happen? Okay. Let's talk about some fan comments, okay? How about that? Maurice, who says, so those takes are like Epic Voice Guy's version of a Daredevil hallway fight. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to think of what some of the longer ones are. I think he did a real long run on for 1917, obviously, for in one of the Oscars.
Yeah, that was good.
And I feel like the one for Jupiter Ascending, where he just describes the plot of Jupiter Ascending, was like 2 2 pages straight of without a pause of dialogue.
Pretty common.
Hardbody 217. I'm getting the feeling they wanted to do a Mac and Me Honest trailer and package it inside ET. Give this guy a non-monetary prize. Let's see. Rob Turner. In my headcanon, the director was with his mates and they got drunk and said, I have an idea for a film, and didn't realize they'd done an ET with product placement.
Like they didn't.
God, what have we
it would
done?
be amazing. It'd be amazing if you made this whole film and you hadn't seen E.T. and then somebody was like, "Hey, this movie that just came out is pretty similar to Mac and Me. You should check it out."
Yeah.
You were like, "What?
Oh crap! What have we done?"
Well, at least it isn't some famous director who also had the same idea.
Son of a.
It was who?
Disney fan writes, Alan Silvestri also did Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, and a ton of things. He did Forrest Gump. He did Back to the Future. Roger
Every
Rabbit.
movie where a kid gets an alien friend.
Yeah.
You call
That's
Alan.
his specialty.
Gotta call Al.
Philip A. Demick writes, we failed to mention E.T., the greatest console game of all time. Hashtag Atari will rise again.
Oh yeah,
man.
the trash pile.
Yeah, fresh from the landfill somewhere in the
They buried it all, yeah.
They buried all of those. I've played the E.T. video game. It is that bad. It is really, really atrocious.
It is terrible, but I think the focus on how terrible it is overlooks the fact that like so many old Atari games from that era were terrible. Like there were a few really great ones, and then most of them are equally terrible.
Yeah.
But they hadn't like banked so much on E.T. on those other ones.
Right. And E.T. is particularly bizarre because they're occasionally trying to work in stuff from the movie. Like there's a flower in a pot in it, so you're like, well, that's from E.T. But the game itself has nothing to do with the movie.
I was also seeing some people talking about how he didn't bring up the Star Wars references in E.T. And I will right now. There are Star Wars references in E.T.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yoda, masked guy.
Hope you're happy.
Sometimes it's not that we forgot; it's that we said everyone is aware of this, and or we cut it for time.
Well, that also E.T. is like in Star Wars at some point.
Yeah, and then but then also Yoda's an E.T.
Yeah, that they nod to each other. It's cute.
Dogs and cats living together.
Caitlin writes, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I didn't like E.T. The mind control at the school sequence was horrifying to me. I thought it was really, if you think about it, it's horrifying, but I thought it was sweet just watching it happen the first time. Like with freeing all the frogs and like doing the like old-timey spin dance moves with the kids. Like it was very schmaltzy, but Spielberg pulls it off.
It does still raise the question, though, of like, does E.T. understand that this is going to happen, or is this just like accidental? Like, oh, I bonded with that kid. Oh no, now he's gonna get drunk when I get drunk, because otherwise it's irresponsible.
I think he's doing it just out of like an instinct. You know, like those. It's like The Last of Us. Those things that they're based on, where like those. It's that bug that goes inside the ant's brain and makes it crawl up to like the highest branch, and then like something sprouts out of its head and
you
spores.
think E.T. is a clicker?
Yeah, E.T.'s a clicker, basically. He's implanted himself in this boy, and he's going to puppet him to ride into the woods and build a telephone.
I'm going with y'all's theory now that E.T. is actually just an old rail riding hobo named like Ed Tarterton. And
I'm going to put my soul behind in this boy.
This kid's going to get me out of a couple of times. The Keys guy is just the IRS.
Oh, man. Too bad they didn't make a sequel to this. I'm sure they did somewhere.
No, well, the sequel was going to be horrifying. Have you ever read the treatment for the sequel?
No.
Go and read it, and it's a horrible nightmare.
All right. We'll do.
Yeah, it's like just like a full gore house, weird. Yeah.
We're gonna make a gory sequel to E.T.
Yeah, wow. It's a nightmare fest.
They were gonna Temple of Doom E.T.
Yes.
Cool.
Well, it is interesting that the end of E.T. it's sort of the reversal of Close Encounters. Like Close Encounters ends with the guy, like the alien is like, "Hey, come screw humans, come with me to space." And Richard Dreyfuss is like, yeah, forget my family. I'm coming with the aliens. And I almost feel like Spielberg got a lot of crap about it from his family. And E.T. is like, no, now we're against that. Now Elliot's got to stay at home with his mom. He can't go.
Would you get on the ship, Lon?
I mean,
what ET has done to you?
do I have Elliot's like crummy home life, or am I like doing okay?
No, your dad.
Because if I'm like miserable like Elliot and I'm like super alone and everybody kind of hates me and my dad's in Mexico or whatever, like, yeah, I'm probably getting on.
Wow,
that
you have
shit.
a darker read on Elliot's life than me. I mean, look, the dad ran out on him, but like, it's a loving family. The mom's doing the best she can.
Okay.
Oh, no, yeah, no, it's not that hard. It's just he's really lonely. That's like the whole setup of the movie is like he doesn't feel like he's got anybody, that he can sort of talk to and be with except this, wrinkle monster from the stars. And that's the inciting incident.
So you're getting on the ship with Ed, with Ed Tarkington?
Oh, Botanicus is the main draw. I want to hang out with
And
Botanicus.
Jarkington.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we did the what were those little cartoons we did?
After credits.
After credit. Remember the ET one where everyone just got murdered?
Oh yeah, because
that was like a loving homage to the treatment for ET2.
Yeah, we didn't know their intentions. Maybe we'll do a table read of that
Someday.
Someday, when tables are permitted by law again.
ET. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm now reading the script of the after credits one. We talk about Zrek, ET's Brodo Agosian nom de plume. Zrek, Zrek. Look it up. That's real.
Wow.
Now I'm here to turn your planet red with blood. Okay, anyways, we'll do that on a different video. Thank you guys for watching Honest Trailer Commentaries. We'll be back next week.
With?
I'll just tease next week's again.
Yeah.
And you guys can hopefully figure it out from this. I think I'll say the same thing, which is this is a movie that you're going to want to know more about. And that's all you get. And we'll see you then. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.